Hello everybody, welcome to another edition of Star Shadow Plays. I'm your host Rob, aka Star Shadow. It's time for some more Cyber Knights Flashpoint. Let's get into it here. And to start off today, we're going personal business. As you can see, new setup with the background. I've warned you about it previously, and here it is. This may change some as I continue to build out and try and get new stuff for the new setup, as this desk that I'm using is a standing desk, so maybe at some point I might want to do a standing video, maybe not, we'll see. But instead we have, like I said, the new background. Well, it's not really new. If you have been here previously, you may have seen this before in some of the Star Traders Frontiers videos a couple of years ago, when I had the camera facing kind of from a side angle. You could see it, but now we are facing the wall. You can see my beautiful national championship, 1997 national championship picture. It's a you know, I'm not even actually sure what to call it, but it's a beautiful commemoration of the national championship. I still need to get something for this past season to commemorate that. Probably won't go here. I'll probably put it on one of my other walls instead. But I figured having an actual background would be nice, as opposed to what we had before, where you could see like the far back wall, which is over here, and the door and everything. Kind of boring, kind of sucks. I guess I could have got maybe like a green screen or something, but I did not, and so here we go. Hopefully you like it. We'll see how it does. I know there's a little bit of light reflections of this side over here, so hopefully it's not too bad. The game is not super bright, so I'm not sure how everything looks. It looks good in OBS from what I can tell, at least. So hopefully the camera is pretty good, at least. But I know I can see at least a little bit of the glare, but hopefully you're not seeing too much of that otherwise. So that's step one. It was a fun project to put together the standing desk. Well, fun in quotation marks, because it was super heavy. All the pieces were super heavy, as you would expect of a desk that needs to hold all the equipment that you may have. And it's a pretty big one, so it's got 3 legs, and there were 2 desktop pieces to it. So there was definitely there's definitely a lot of weight that is held on this. This one is rated to hold over 300 pounds, so I think 350 pounds in its lifting. So it is very strong, and so everything I have on here does not equal anywhere close to that. Even with the desktop itself, between the two, I think is just under 50. And then I have a few monitors on here, a router, some other stuff. Nothing that would be even close to maybe like an extra 50 pounds. So there's no problems with weight or anything on here, so I'm happy about that. But also means I could put more stuff on here, hence we might look for something to put this camera on so that it can go up and down a lot easier. Right now it's on a tripod behind the screen, looking this way, and it would be a pain to try and raise it and lower it as the desk goes up and down. In fact, I'm not sure if it would go high enough to be able to look over the screen, now that I'm thinking about it, without hitting the ceiling. So we definitely do not want to worry about that. However, we'll see in the future. So it'll be at least this way for a little bit, if not long term. We'll see how things go, but I am enjoying it so far, enjoying having the option to be able to stand, especially when I am working during the day. It's getting me out of my seat and helping to promote a healthy lifestyle, I suppose is the way to put it. I got a standing mat as well, so lots of good things there. So that's step one here. That's the first thing I wanted to mention in the yapathon before we actually start. Number two is a little bit more personal, but I feel like I should share this. I know that it's pretty obvious that I have a little bit of trouble speaking. Some of my speech patterns are a bit strange with pauses, and I constantly, well, maybe not constantly, but I do tend to repeat things, what they call rewriting what I say as I go. I'll start saying something and then I will kind of go back and try and try to say what I'm trying to say in a different way. So after doing some research actually, and some serendipity as I came across this, I found that I believe, and this is gonna have to be something I need to go to a speech pathologist to fully confirm, but I'm very, very sure at this point, after seeing and reading about this, that I have a fluency disorder called cluttering. It's kind of related to stuttering, but in a different way, in that stutterers have no problems getting out what they want to say, except that they don't mentally have a problem creating a sentence to say. They have problems articulating it. On the other hand, I have problems creating sentences in my mind. I have 2 or 3 or 4 thoughts constantly trying to escape at the same time, and so that makes it harder for me to actually talk at a normal rate or in a normal rhythm, because there's constantly 3 or 4 thoughts overriding each other, trying to get out and trying to make communication possible. And over the course of streaming, I really became aware that I've had a problem. You kind of think of things, I've kind of known I've had some kind of issue, but I didn't think it was anything that bad for a long time. But streaming and creating videos and seeing and hearing myself talk really kind of drove home that yes, there is something that needs to be looked at, but I had no idea whether it was something that was just a disorder of some kind, or just something that I should be trying to, something personal to me that is just a problem I have, that is something, I don't know, something that was just my problem and not really anything that had to do with an actual speech disorder kind of deal. But I ran into something while I was doing some research on other stuff actually for my job that talked about this fluency disorder called cluttering. And as I read about it, I was like, that's exactly the kind of problems that I deal with. Like, it's articulated in a beautiful way that I could never actually do. And so I am quite sure that that is the disorder that I have, and it's a pretty rare disorder, so you may not have seen it or heard of it. I encourage you to actually have a look, because it's actually fascinating to hear about it. But there's not much I want to say here about it. I think I will actually, after looking into it more, actually create a video just on that subject itself. It's what I feel like I should do once I get a chance to really look into it, maybe get a chance to talk to someone and really discover more about it. But the reason why I want to bring that up is because I'm going to try and do some of the therapies that have been discussed in the research that I've seen. Some of those being things that I can definitely do. One, and the one I'm trying to do here, and one that and one that I have to be very conscious of to try is to slow down my speech and to try and speak more slowly, to give myself time to actually think before words start coming out, and to hopefully have more full thoughts before I start to actually talk, to kind of eliminate some of these pauses that I have as I try to speak my mind, and to try and not have to constantly rewrite what I'm trying to say in the middle of a sentence, and instead have it more fully developed. So it's going to be a bit of a journey for me as I try to do this and try to work my way through that as I'm trying to stream. So this has been like the whole reason why I started streaming and doing videos and such in the first place, is to try to work on myself and my speech patterns, to just try and be better, because it's very important, and especially in the professional world, to be able to speak clearly and to be able to communicate verbally to people without having any issues, whether you're doing presentations or just trying to communicate what I am seeing or doing to a colleague. Those kinds of things are very important in the professional world. And so I started to do videos and streaming in order to practice, in order to try and get better. And even over the course of what I've done so far, which has been quite a few years at this point, I think 5 or 6, maybe even 7 at this point, I've definitely gotten better, but not in like a super whole, like I've gotten better, but it has not been substantially better. I think I've taken some of the worst parts of some of my speech patterns and made them better. But now I think having an idea of what kind of problem I actually have, I can actually go forward and try and be better, and try to actually have therapies and things I can do to actually make things better that might actually work, instead of me kind of floundering and just trying to practice. Because I mean, one of the problems I've had has always been nerves, trying to speak to people, trying to speak in front of a camera, all of that stuff. That is one thing that has gotten better, and I think that for those that have been here have seen me get better at. So there has been improvements, but now I can actually focus on my speech patterns and hopefully communicating better through this medium, as it were. Not to say that I'll be like a perfect speaker or anything in any time in the future, but to be a lot clearer and hopefully a lot easier to listen to, I think, is what the main thing is. So I just want everyone watching to be aware that I'm trying to do things. So there will be, as you can probably tell, I've tried to slow my speech as I'm talking to make things a little bit clearer. Still speed up here and there, but that's one thing. So if I do sound different, then that's why. And another thing that I will be trying to do is actually writing more stuff down beforehand to kind of look at as I'm going, especially if I have things I want to say, to try and have things prepared so that I can, instead of trying to come off the top of my head where things really escalate problem wise, having something to refer to, maybe even to read, should help eliminate some of that as well. So hopefully I will be able to find some time to do some writing, to do things like some of the character interactions that I've talked about previously. Having some of those written down and ready to go should be very helpful for not messing them up as I forget half of it, but also trying to avoid having problems even trying to do the interactions. I think I've done a decent job, mostly because trying to do voices has also helped get me in the mind of trying to make sure that I'm speaking more clearly, because that's, you know, when you're really focused on that kind of thing, it's helpful to have something else for me to focus on while I'm trying to speak. It kind of takes out some of those thoughts, that stray thoughts that are trying to come out. So just as kind of awareness for everyone here. I didn't want to talk too much about this, but apparently I feel like I need to. So that's it. I just wanted to bring that up here, as you can kind of see a little bit of my thought process here and things that I discover in full transparency, as it were. But let's get back to the game here. We need to do we're doing a heist next. Actually, we have 3 days here. We have 2 heists that need to be done quickly. We need to do the Chimera heist and the cube run. We have a couple days in between. However, we need to do one now so that we're all ready for the next one. So we're going to be doing the Chimera heist next. One thing I wanted to look at here as real quick was that we have some new updates as well. Some things to possibly talk about as well. One being now when contacts have their limit breaks, we can spend favors to have more options for them to either upgrade or downgrade depending on which way the break is going. But we can then also select one if we use favors, which is useful if you have a contact that only is really useful in one way. Maybe they sell certain things and you want them to sell higher gear level things. You can spend a favor and be able to select, as well as get another option as well. So that's very helpful. There's also some more faction lore now. Oops, cancel that. So if we go over into the help, oops, that's not the one I wanted. Skip. It's a journal. So we got more faction lore, faction lore about some of the gangs. So if you want to know a little bit more about the game world and some of the people that we are working with, working for, up against, we have some more information on that. Oh, that's from holding shift. I'm looking at the Steam page as well. So kind of the shift tabbing here. I guess that's what pulling that up. There's been some improvements to the Matrix UI, which we will see in this next heist. So we'll see if we can remember to point those out. There has been some improvements in timeline usage and making sure that you do not accidentally select something. If you're someone like me that likes to use the spacebar to play or fast forward or forward the timeline in the Safehouse, which is very good. Some install times have been adjusted for a couple of the hive implants. There has been some good updates to the wording of the Safehouse, what are they called? The Safehouse rooms that have tokens, such as the Underworld Hub. I think the hacking station as well has that. But now it tells you exactly what you can expect to be able to use your tokens on and what level they need to be in order to do what you want them to do. This was something I was not aware of, that tokens had levels to them. Or I think it may be more that the room has to have a level in order to have a token that you can use to do things. So that's something to keep an eye on as well. Very helpful, very important to have that kind of explanation in the pop-up explainer, I guess. so that we know exactly what things do. Because if I were to say build an underworld hub, and then I would expect to be right away able to recruit a new merc, and then I would be upset to find out that no, I need to have a level 2 hub in order to recruit. So that is very good stuff there as well. And also there has been some improvements to headhunters, so that's going to be interesting if we come across any. Right now we have not come across any. I think we only have one set on our butts right now, so we'll see how that goes. All right, let's go forward. We have 4 ready mercs. I think we're gonna need them all for this. Actually, we have 4. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So let's see how this goes. Let's see here. So Chimera heist. Hacking is required. One of Warner Bros. Global's biggest challenges is establishing a new and secure quantum network in the new Boston zone. Warner Bros. Is laying the groundwork now, which also means there are interested parties willing to pay well to get on the ground floor, infiltrating that very network. So we're going to be going in and doing exactly that. We'll get 57,000 if we're able to do that. We have to have our hacker. And we're going to be going into a hacker's haven. An abandoned way station in the underbelly of the dome provides a hacker's haven. From this safe place, we need to quickly spike the CPU before disappearing back into the undercity. So this is good. That means we don't have to, that means we do not have to send in anyone else but the hacker. Basically, this is the hacker going into a secure room. Well, not really a secure room, but a special place in order to perform this hack. And we don't have to send in anyone to guard her or anything. She just has to go in, do her job, and get out. I was half thinking this might be like another mission coming up where we actually have to get the hacker to the machine and protect them as they are working. But luckily it is not. So we're going to go straight into hacking and we'll see how it goes. That is what we're up against then. So apparently we can send a Cyber Knight. I think that's probably a bad idea because she does not have a cyber deck. I could not remember what it was called. All right, let's do it. This terminal has the matrix cords plugged in for the target matrix relay. I'm ready to hack. If I need some pre-hack juice, I better take it now. If you can't pull it off, head for the exit and get out of there. Someone on the team will pick you up. You know what to do, Sync. Check in and get cutting. The data streams won't wait. So, here you go. Basically, it's just a room. You can kind of see she got in through the ladder here. We've seen this map previously, I believe. So you actually, I don't think we have actually seen this map. It's a different map. I was thinking it was like the big VIP one, but it's not. So this is an interesting map because it kind of has 2 pieces to it. So there's the outdoor bit that is kind of a U shape, I guess, which could be used for heists that require like a short travel time to get to something. And then there's a reusable middle part that we could use to get into this area, whether through the door if need be for a mission, or use it just like how it is now as just a separate map asset, I guess, for hacking. So we have to hack the terminal, spike the CPU, complete mission, returns. Nothing more to this than hacking and then getting out. So how good are we at hacking? Not very, but we're gonna give it a shot. All right, so as I mentioned, one of the improvements to the UI of the Matrix hacking is that there is now a very noticeable animated ring to mark your location. Helpful, because sometimes at a glance it's kind of hard to tell which one you are, especially if I can imagine some people who have some color blindness might have some problems as well. So I thought I never really had a problem knowing where I was, but this makes it very noticeable, and I think is got to be much appreciated. All right, so let us take a look at the layout of this matrix. I would guess the CPU might be here. That would be my guess from how things are set up, kind of protecting the middle. I don't think it would be connected in this network at all, but that's me trying to think in a human sense. Computer circuits are not the same. They can be, you could put a CPU anywhere on a circuit like this and it should work fine. I'm guessing from what I know, which is not a lot. All right, so we don't have a very strong cyber deck, but it should be enough to get us there and get us out in 3 turns. So this is a weak one. Blue, I believe, is the weakest. I wanted to see the, oh, there it goes. It comes up, there it is. Expressed as a color between blue and double black. So blue is weak, double black very hard. And so it determines the IC and security built into the host. So we shouldn't have problems because it should be built for our level, but we'll see. All right. Enough babbling, let's get into it. All right, so we are in the login node. Doesn't have any IC to worry about. We could scan and find out what this is, but I think we'll just go to it. I'm guessing it's going to be our first IC, so if we go here, we can connect to it. Allocated quantum frame, memory unspanned, type unknown. Let us look for, where's our scan? Put our scan into memory. We'll scan it. So there's a tracer here. Okay, we got some escalation already. This is active, so we could either we could either use deception on it, or we could actually attack it as well if we wanted to. I don't think we need to attack. I think we'll just deceive it and permanently disable it for now. Right. So now we don't have to worry about it. If I scan again, I should have waited and done it here. We would have gotten all of these. All right. Security checkpoint node designed to prevent unauthorized access. So let's move forward. Has another tracer on it. Sec level, not great, but we do have our deception still, so we can get rid of it here. If we destroy it, we get plus 10 sec, so that's why I'm right now working on this. I think a lot of people rather just destroy things, but I think, oh, damage to hacker's brain. Q-sec overloads channel with lethal biofeedback. Final damage minus 11. Okay, that's interesting. Should I only scanned it once, that's why. There's probably something else underneath it. Right. We have an incinerator to security. So if we go one of those, that's gonna be not fun. Might be out of deceptions. Maybe not. Another firewall. have a jammer now. Reduces action points until disabled. So drop that in. Do we have enough? Yes, we do. All right, so this gives us some idea here now. Okay, so we have a sub-processing unit responsible for secondary quantum operations and executing file routines. One here as well. We also have an incinerator checkpoint. This makes me think that is definitely right here. Not sure that we have any available if we were to do this. We're gonna find out. Yeah, we don't have any available. We could tech it. No, we don't have any attacks either. We don't have, I guess from the biofeedback, I guess is what happened. So if we hard disconnect, we will suffer dump shock. If we can't end action here either, because that will auto dump us out as well, so that's bad. So in that case, we will actually go back because we're fine here. And we will use our next turn, and we will probably add the overclock to it as we try to get to here and see what we can do. But as you can see, it's safe here. So we will start here on our next turn, which is what we want. So let's end turn from now. There's no enemies, luckily, so we don't have to worry about that. All right, so we're gonna move again. This, again, we had feedback. Maybe I should have destroyed it. It's fine though. We'll live. Let's scan it right now. Find out what we can find out about it. We intrusion. We don't know what it is. So I'm starting to feel like I was correct. So let's connect. Allocated quantum frame. So let's scan it. There's a tripwire on it. It's got a trap. So. We don't have a disarm on it. Can't attack either. I guess we're using too much. I want to see. I want to see how if we can like unload it. We don't want to be here because of that. And for some reason we can't use disarm. If I do this, unload, okay, I can unload it. Yeah, I'm gonna unload it and then add, okay, I can't. I don't know why I can't. Is there another, oh, if you use a cyberdeck program. Maybe I have to go back here and load it from here. And then come in. Yes, okay, oh, okay. So if I can't load anything here, I have to leave and come back and do it. Interesting. Okay, so this is our CPU. All I see. Oh, we have to destroy everything here then. There's a passive here. Can we load an attack? We can't load an attack. Oh, because this is why we can't load anything, is because of this overlord. So that is why we can't do anything. So I have to kind of go back over here. Can I load it now? No. I might have to unload something. Yes, because of this here, the input output. Okay. Did that do it so I can load this? No. Can I just not unload? Can I not load anything? So I'm unloading things. I was trying to see if this would work to get, but it unloading, I guess that means I had loaded too much onto here, so I can't, like, now I would not be able to load anything. Okay, I did not realize that this did not go down if we worked on things, so that's something to keep in mind then. All right, so we'll try again then. So we got to get in. See, someone better at the hacking game would be able to get through a lot of these and like find other things to bring home. I'm just trying to get here and get out, so. All right. All right, so now we're going to load the attack in before we go in. I better load in scan as well, just in case that I gotta scan again. So with attack, we can attack and get rid of it. Attack, get rid of it. Scan it again just to be sure. Yep. Now we can spike it. Digital destruction. I am. The CPU has been spiked. The virus has been deployed. Well played. Now let's get you out of there. So the mission will end when the time limit ends or Sync walks to the exit zone. You may continue the hack if you want to take the risk. So, CPU has been spiked before end of next turn. So I am trying to figure out whether that means I have another turn. I think that means I do have another turn that I could go into things. I don't have any more attacks, do I? If I needed it. No. But yeah, so we have spiked it. I don't think we can get anywhere at this point either. We did learn a little bit more about some things. There are data fortress for files. For files, if we were very good at stuff, we could go and get some stuff. We only have so much of this here though. This might have helped us actually, now that I'm thinking about it. I should have used this. Now that I'm looking at it, the IO speed and damage, oh no, that's IO speed and damage connection, which is this up here, right? No. I don't know, let's find out. I'm not 100% sure. Oh, it does give us extra. So if I had used this, I could have brought in the attack then. Okay, that's something to keep in mind. I should have done it at the beginning. Also, I could have like used an item that would have helped as well, but I did not. All right, we might have enough time to do this, so I see. So let's load that in. There is a download here we can grab. Personnel files 7. Oh, there's a one here as well. The trap. So we can download this. So that gets us something extra. We're getting a little bit extra out of this. We don't have much more, but I think we can get to this one. Scan it. Okay, just this one. Okay, so if we disable this one. There was nothing else in here. I thought maybe there might be. Okay, we have to have enough to get out, so I don't have enough to be able to put a passive in there, so I can't get to this, unfortunately. So I tried. I thought maybe in here, it did say access node, so I was wrong. I was hoping to get to here and do it, but I don't think we don't have enough to get that in. We don't have an attack to put in or anything, so we are out of charges of everything. We don't have this to be able to put in more, so we can get out of here then. We got one extra file at least. But now we know in the future for our hacking overclock, especially in a situation like this, we use it. We'll have 2 turns worth of extra AP, extra input output here, so we can load more in. And yeah, we'll be able to actually do what we need to do. Actually, I could have gotten out there, so I can disconnect from here actually. I'm here, so I don't know why I'm even looking. Yeah, so we're good. Let's disconnect. All good. So now we gotta try and get out. Can we get out? I don't think you can make it. That's fine, because we'll get out on the next turn, and that should be all we need to do. Perfect. End of next turn. Perfect. So let's get out. So we did manage to get something else with what we did, which is wonderful. I can walk away right now. The job is done. So use extraction. Digital destruction. I am. The CPU has been spiked. The virus has been deployed. Well played. Now let's get you out of there. Well done, Sync. You spiked the CPU and disconnected with time to spare. Time to ditch this hacker's hideout before some heat comes down on it. Wow. Smooth. Could have been better, but we were at least able to bring in one more bit of loot for us to either put in a blueprint, or not a blueprint, a set, or sell itself. So there's something. We only got 2 heat. Awesome. Potato got 10% influence, some trust, and a little bit of power level too. So we end up getting 47,000. Not bad for a quick little jaunt into the Matrix. Bam. So there we go. So hey, even this ended up being a lot shorter than I thought it was going to be. I thought for sure it was going to go long. I was also thinking it was a different mission type, so that's the way it goes. File sets. So can we do anything with these yet? No. We wouldn't want to do this anyway because of our legendary and possibly our epic. It would actually bring down the value of these. Anything that has something like this would be good. Personnel file 7, which we just got. If we got a personnel file 6, that would be even better, because personnel file 7 worth 9. So I'm gonna guess that personnel file 6 also probably worth 9, which means the value goes up. On the other hand, something like the Merc dossiers, we look at them, or at 19, worth 31. The file set itself, this one, 73 to 99, depending on rarity. So actually, now that I'm looking at it, it might be a little bit more worth it. with the legendary, which was 31. If we go nothing but legendaries and they're all 31, that'd be 93. That could be a slight bit better. So looks like there has also been some changes in the pricing on file sets to make it worth it, which is good. Glad I haven't sold mine then, because then I can use them to put into file sets. I have not created a file set yet. I think more may be available if I upgrade. What are we at? We are at level 3. Maximum set size, so maybe not here. But we're not worried about that. So that's very interesting then. This is why I like to hoard things. I'm a notorious hoarder of items in pretty much every game I play. So I'm glad to see that it has actually paid off in this case. Don't have any accounts. I guess those can be straight sold. But as you can see, we do have a variety of things, and we're going to try and create a set at some point when something actually allows us to. Debt personnel very close right now. Unfortunately, we're still missing one. It'd be really cool if it was worth 72,000 after putting in a couple, but probably not as much. We'll see. We shall see. But yeah, oh, Dark Invoices would be worth a lot. So very worth it to create these sets now. I am enjoying the fact that we now have 164,000. We're getting there. We're getting close. But of course, some of this money is going to go towards the safe house again before we start our full-on save orama in order to work on getting the dedicated clinic, which is going to be a hefty chunk of change. That chunk of change being 400,000. So way more than we've ever had at one point, even though we have, I think, in total earned that much. But we have a lot of time to go before we need to. 66 days. We should be able to bring that money in that time. Hopefully our next mission, the cube run, will have some good rewards. Maybe we can actually fill up a file set if we find some. Maybe we come across some stuff that we can sell for a good amount. We do have items and such, although I don't think they are worth very much. On my side, actually, I think we have to go the other way. I'm trying to remember how to look at... Oh, already owned, maybe? We go like this. No. Maybe we have to go into our inventory. That makes the most sense, of course. So we have nothing that would actually be worth it. I mean, turco juice, 7,000. Not terrible, but it's also not bad for hacking kind of missions. So it's probably worth more to us than it is to sell. We don't have anything that's worth anything right now. Looking. I mean, we have 50 trillion grenades, but they're only worth 1k. It's not worth selling. Not that we're using them, but you know, it's not worth selling. Caltraxia, not worth selling either. 4,000 is not a lot. So hopefully we find better stuff than this. Maybe we'll even find like a weapon or some armor or something that we can sell instead. We have extra guns. Did we pick any of these up? We haven't. This defensor, that can sell for 11. Not terrible. But I mean, having an extra gun's always good. Silencer for the defensor. Right. So, awesome. We did pretty good. We did what we wanted to do. We got through what we wanted to get through. Got through a heist. Next episode, be Safe House. We will get through a couple of these will have this message that we have to find out what that is. You will come back to after misdirecting some headhunters, hopefully. 85% success rate should be a wrap, I think. And I think that will get one headhunter off of us, and then we'll have one to deal with possibly in the future. But we don't have much heat, so I don't think they much care for us. But we do need mute for the cube run. If we don't have her, we can't do this. So hopefully she comes back. And then yeah, I think well, that's it. So it should be a short Safehouse mission next time, which will be good. Your hype is at 70. Did you get a break? Oh, it's gotta be 80, right? Hype reaches 80, yes. So we're close on hype for a few people now. We may want to de-stress you again. We'll have to look and see. It'll be good when people come back. We also have rooms that we want to work on. We have Underworld Hub and the Counter Intel are the two that we want to work on. Those are both pretty important. I was thinking the Underworld Hub, but now with the Headhunters, maybe the Counter Intel pod would be good as well. Get it going, get some tokens going, and just to be ready for when we have a lot more missions and we want to reduce heat. It might be good to pop that one out. And then as we get some more money, we can get the Underworld Hub up. Because I think we're going to have to level it up to 2 in order to recruit new people. And then we did upgrade our barracks, so we do have room for 1 person. But we will soon want to do a little bit more on it. Is there anything else we want to look at? I don't think so. Again, once I see if we're doing this one, then we'll see who we can send, and then we'll decide if we don't need Sync, maybe we will send her to Detox again. And then hopefully her stress will be down a little bit more. If we don't have to worry about her possibly going nuts, which we don't need. But yeah, okay, awesome. I'm happy. Hopefully you're happy. And yeah, so there we go. New setup. Discovered something about myself here today. Well, not today, but informed y'all. And like I said, maybe I'll make a little video about that and talk a little bit more about that. But yeah, so thank y'all for watching, hanging out, saying things, supporting, all of that stuff. I really do appreciate it. If you are enjoying this video, like, comment, subscribe, share, all of that good stuff here on this video or any of the others in this playlist or any of the other playlists that we have going on. Do have a previous run that you can be looking at for earlier and early access. We have playlist of playthroughs of Star Traders Frontiers if you want to see a bit about that game, and those are some of the oldest videos on the channel too. So if you want to see a little bit of what I might have been talking about earlier, you can always check some of those out. And also we have some other cool things as well if you want to check those out, and we'll have more coming as well. I do have other videos I do need to put up. I have a playthrough of the latest Mario Golf game. That's a short playthrough, but going through the story mode of that. I have a playthrough of Jedi Knight. What is it? Not Survivor, but the first one, Outcast, right? No, that's the Ubisoft one. What is it called? Wait, is it Outcast and the new one's Outlaw? I forget. But the first one, I need to play Survivor at some point. I haven't gotten a chance to do that, but I will be putting up some of those as well soon. Once I get through the Splatoon, I gotta put the rest of the Splatoon one up. I got a lot of videos to put up, so there's a lot of stuff that needs to go up. And as you can see, we're barely keeping up here, but yeah, that's gonna do it. Like I said, thank you for supporting and liking and subscribing, all that stuff. I appreciate all of that. Shout out to all the subscribers. We just got over 80 recently, and it's heartwarming to me. Like I have said many times, I never expected to get into double digits, so to be getting close now to 100 is mind-blowing to me. So thank you all for that. I do appreciate each and every one of you. There's links in the description to Twitch and Twitter. Obviously I do not use Twitter as much as I could, because yeah, Twitter is yeah, it's one of those places. It's good for the mental health to not be looking at it, quite frankly. So I try to avoid it as much as possible, but I do occasionally do tweet, so that's there. And Twitch as well, I do stream, usually one with my friends on like a Saturday night, play through games, just kind of chat and hang out. We started playing V Rising, so if you're interested in seeing what that's all about, you can come check that out. It's been very cool. We've played a few things that are kind of survival games, so this is a good one for me and my friends. We played Valheim a lot. For a couple of years we actually played Valheim, and wow, that was always a crazy kind of thing. So feel free to stop by if you like for that, but obviously it's just a fun thing where we just hang out and stuff. So of course, if you're enjoying these more, definitely stay here for that, but don't feel like you need to go over to Twitch or anything. All right, so that's it. Thank you. That's all I can say. Thank you. Hopefully you all are doing well out there. Stay well, stay safe, stay good, stay healthy. And if you're here in the US, especially right now in the summer, and I'm sure other places in the northern hemisphere, it's hot. Stay cool out there. It's hot here. It's hot in other places. We've had a lot of rain recently, but it's still been hot. So stay safe out there. Stay cool. Be good. And I will catch all of y'all for the next one, a new Safehouse episode. So I will see you all then. Have a good one, and adios for now. Bye bye, everybody.